We're on episode number 6, week number 6 of a culture conversation. I'm your host, the one and only Twin GQ, aka Quarantine Man, aka TGQ Inc., aka we here, man. We have a special, guest that will be joining our platform today. None other than Toronto basketball legend, Toronto entrepreneur, Toronto rapper, Toronto man, the one and only Myck Kabongo. Myck Kabongo has, really carved a unique path for himself through the sport of basketball, and he's been able to do some incredible things for his community. And it's so crazy because growing up, as a kid in the inner city, that's somebody that you aspire to be as an athlete. And to see him open many doors for our country and things of that matter is things that a lot of people, need to really realize and, always, pave the way for those who've come before you, but those are going to come after you. So, I'm very intrigued to have him on here, and, it's going to be a great and an amazing session. So let's tune in, man. Shout out to my boy, man, the one and only Myck Kabongo. Here he is.
What's going on?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's up, Myck? How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good, bro. Can't complain, man. The
Yeah.
sun is shining, bro. We alive, we breathing, we healthy. God is good, bro.
Right, right. It's good to hear, man. Good to hear that you're healthy and you're doing good.
For sure, man. So before we tap into this discussion, man, I have first we're gonna just kind of say thank you for joining us on this platform, but we're gonna give you a chance to kind of introduce yourself to our audience, and for those of those people that may not know what you do or who you are, which I think is impossible, but just kind of shed light on who you are, man.
Well, thank you for having me, first of all. I'm excited that you have me on your platform. I think you're doing great things for the city. We talked about it briefly before I got on, so I love what you're doing. I kind of peeped the last episode too, so I kind of
That's
know what's ahead. But no, a little bit about me. I'm born in Congo. I'm African born. I'm a Canadian citizen, but did my high school in America and kind of, did my thing out there, became a pro. And I've been doing this 8 years now. And, music is a hobby I do on the side. And, if you
okay.
know, you know. I guess I'm just somebody that's a athlete, a musician, a brother, a son, and, yeah, just a human being.
Yeah, man, it's so crazy because, like I said, man, to be able to do what you've done in your lifespan, and you being 28 or 29 right now.
Whichever one you want to be. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
But just like I said, it's coming from our world, and just being able to, you know, live through a lot of extenuating circumstances and beating poverty, and the gang violence, as well as the distractions that comes with living in an inner city. It's amazing to see the things that you have done, but also the fact that you're always giving back to your community. I think it's very important, man, that guys like us are still present there, and we don't turn our backs to those that need us. And just like when we're coming up, we had guys in our community that we looked up to, and I know, God bless the dead, you had your mentor that you looked up to when you're coming up. And I heard the story about him getting into that situation and stuff like that. So yeah, man, it's very important. And like I said, I'm very humbled to have people like you that come from similar backgrounds, where you're the guy that made it out the neighborhood, but you're still giving back and doing things for that matter. So man, it's great to see, man.
Thank you for saying that. I mean, what you're doing as well is amazing. And for the people that have done it before me, that's why I learned it from. Kempton Howard, everyone knows what he means to me. But for those that don't know, he was a community leader in the east end of the city at ECU Community Center, Boys and Girls Club. And he was just a mentor for us kids. Taught me how to play the game of basketball, everything I know about music to fashion. He really was the one that put me into everything. And, he ended up dying off again. gun violence, which is very important. I mean, very unfortunate. I mean, even talking about it to this day, I'm still emotional about it because that holds a very, very special place in my heart. You know, it still feels like yesterday that he was here, but you know, I know he's in a better place, and for also for other people around the world that have gone in a timely manner. You know, and a time where you're seeing gun violence happen all over the place, and you wish that it could stop. You know, it's just unfortunate that it's happening. And you know, I hope we can find some sort of conclusion. But the more that we talk about it and the conversations are being had, I think the changes can happen.
Absolutely. And it's, it's guys like us that can send the elevator back down and help those in need, and the guidance and the mentorship is very important. So it's good you have that vertical platform now that you can kind of send back and, you know, bridge the gaps to help these kids and, to further their dreams. And if it's not even basketball, for anything it is that they're passionate about, because me and you know it, man, at the end of the day, basketball is a love and something that will always, hold dear to our hearts. But it's the things that basketball can create for us, the different avenues, the different business ventures and things of that matter. You know what I mean? So it's very good to kind of indulge in different things. And, I've seen that you've always had a rapping career and, being able to have those nice beats and Kevin Durant tracks and stuff like that. So it's dope, man. So
Yeah.
we're gonna get
Couple we have,
into yeah,
by the way, we got a
yeah.
couple in the chamber that we have. We probably banged out like four or five songs that day.
Damn,
And like the one that did make it was a layup line. If some people don't know, that I used to go by Too Easy or Young Swag back in the day. I can't believe those
Too
names.
easy. Yeah, I remember Too Easy, bro.
Those are my rap names back in the day. But yeah, we had a couple songs. We actually recorded in LA. I was living in LA one summer and I was working out there with Steve Nash. And, you know, just a hobby that I picked up just to stay out of trouble is music. I love music. And you always hear it that athletes want to be rappers, rappers want to be athletes.
For
But I
sure.
really, really do this, man. I really,
No, but
really
that's the thing. A
do
lot of
this. So,
rappers,
um,
yeah, exactly. And like a lot of hooper guys ain't really
it
rapping
was
like
fun
that,
getting with him, though, you know. Oh, he really got bars. Sometimes you're gonna need something where you could like have something that's relatable to you that we all deal with on a daily basis. And I feel like that's what my music is. I kind of just put the things that I went through and seen and been through in my real life and put it on the paper and pen, and then hopefully people can relate to it. That's all I want is just for y'all to relate to it. And like, if you can relate to it, you know, rock
for
with it.
sure. For sure. What is some artists that you I guess listen to now on like a day to day, like your top 5 artists on your playlist or your routine? What are some artists that you kind of
So a top five, like this conversation's always, you know, it can vary. You know what I'm saying? It can vary. If we're talking about my top five of all time, I would have to say. By the way, oh, you drinking some wine over there? Some vino?
Yes,
You
sir.
like the
Yes,
red?
sir.
You're a
That
red type
red
of
joint,
sword.
exactly. Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, red. You can't go wrong with red. It's good heart. You know what I
For sure, for sure. Everything in
mean?
moderation, my
We're
man.
talking, yeah, yeah. Cheers over there. If we're talking top five, I'd say number one is Hov, hands down. To me, he's my favorite rapper.
Yes, sir.
Um,
Yes, sir.
it- that's not even a question. Number two, I would go with Pac. Um, you know, Pac slept on. Three, I would he very slept on two albums, and he did that before he was 20, like 22. Like he was young when he did that. That's insane. And then
Crazy.
number four, I would personally, give it to Drake. You know what I'm saying? I think he's earned his spot here in the moment of hip hop. You know, I think he's like put his work in. He has the hits. He has everything that you could like. He has everything. And then number five, I would say I'll give it to Ye. I think Ye's
Okay.
whole discography, like you can't top that. His albums never sound the same, and I love that about him. He innovates into something else every time he comes out. That's my top five. And then things that I listen to on the
Man.
list. I mean, Kendrick is in there. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong.
All
Kendrick
right,
is
perfect, perfect.
all right.
Yeah. Yo, it's crazy. You have mad people saying, yo, Mike is a legend out here. Yo, we
That's
want to
love.
hear this. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Love, man. Salute to everyone that's showing love, man. You know, I always appreciate the love. Like, for
For
real, that keeps
sure,
me
bro.
going. That keeps me
Yeah,
going.
absolutely. But yeah, we'll tap into your high school career and the whole evolution to becoming a prominent prospect in America and, playing with the best of the best, from Benedicts to Finlay and going into Texas. So just kind of stab into that.
That kind of changed what I fell in love with because everyone around where I was living, was hooping. So from there, I saw everyone hooping. I just fell in love with it. I'm very, very competitive. I hate losing. So that's where my drive goes into wanting to be the best. If you put out, I put my foot forward to, from going to Eastern, seeing the Junior Cadugans, the Christian Lucasas, the Larry Duncans, the um, guys that I saw that played before me, and like picking up from there. Seeing O'Day playing against, the Scarborough Blues. I remember when I was younger playing against the Jamal Miles, the DeVoe Josephs, the Corys, on the other side, and seeing what they were going on the other side of the city, and then Brampton, what they had playing versus Dylan Ennis and Kofi. Rest in peace to him. And when I got there, like I always say, I was comfortable because I knew the work I was doing back home.
Tough, man. That's amazing, bro. It's
Perfectly good.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, I heard you about your experience and being super competitive. It's dope to see that those guys that really competed against you over the years kind of pushed you to play at your best and your peak level. And that automatically got you a spot to play. At the prestigious St. Benedict's Prep. Where you're coached by a legendary Dan Hurley. So just talk a little bit about legendary, but just it's so crazy because we think back to St. Benedict's Prep and the lineage of talent that came out of there, like J.R. Smith, Samarido Samuels, you, Tristan Thompson, Gil Bruda, JP, Tyler Ennis, and things like that. But at that current time, you guys were one of the top ranked schools in the country. So it's good to see that you guys kind of brought prominence back to the East Coast. So kind of talk about that rise to, I
Right.
guess, prominence for you playing there and going against guys like Kendall Marshall and Austin Rivers and names like that. It's crazy because that 2011 class alone, bro, you had guys like Austin Rivers, Anthony Davis, Michael Gilchrist. You had Bradley Beal, um, KCP, Michael Carter Williams. You had Quinn Cook, and all these guys came from prominent programs. You know what I mean? So for you to have the great confidence to know the work that you put in and to see it transpire on the basketball floor is really immaculate, man. Your high school career, you were regarded as one of the top 24 players in the world
Right.
at a time when you were at a monstrous class, as in, you had Austin Rivers, Anthony Davis, Michael Kidd Gilchrist, you had Bradley Beal, Michael Carter Williams, and Quinn Cook, man. So, it's crazy that the mentality of the work that you put in, you had an opportunity to go against these guys and, to compete at a high level, but also play well. So, just kind of talk about that, man, and your rise to being, the next guy, because a lot of people might see the glitz and the glamour, but they don't see the hard work, and I've known you and I've grown up in an era where people were telling me about, you working out at 6 a.m. from like 10, 11 years old, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I've always wanted it more. For me, it's just a thing. Like, I don't know. I feel like if you're gonna do something, why not give it your all? Why are you gonna do something half-assed? If you're gonna be in school, why are you gonna go to school and skip? You might as well go and give it your best. You have to do it. And like for me, I gotta know basketball is a privilege. Like I think I'm blessed to play this game. That's where it starts. I'm grateful. That's where it really starts. Like I'm grateful for what I do. I'm thankful. I know I have a God-given talent, and I'm not just gonna let it go to waste. You know what I mean? That's where it starts for me. So that's where the work ethic is really engined from. And then I see it at home. My mom, my mom worked 2, 3 jobs when I was young coming up. You know what I mean? So seeing that kind of made me have to work hard. Seeing my dad have to work for our family to come over to Canada. You know, we didn't see in real life. You know, I lost best friends, you know what I'm saying, that are not here no more. And so it's like, why am I going to waste a day? Like, for me, my perspective is I can never waste a day where I'm here. So my work ethic was just always just to outwork everybody, and then it showed on the court. I was always confident. It didn't matter who was on the court, and it's still to this day, it's still the same way. It don't matter who's out there. I know the work I put in. You know
For
what I'm saying?
sure.
They don't. It's gonna show. You know, and that's what I always got to tell people. Just keep working, because once opportunity meets you, and you were prepared for it, you know, other people will be surprised, but you won't be, because you know what you've been doing when no one was watching. And for me, I've always been a person where I didn't need people to applaud me to work. I never did. That's why I'm still in it. You know, it's because, you know, when no one's expecting much from me, I'm still into it. I'm still working. And I know when your time comes again, or your number is called, you got to be prepared to show up and play. And that's the kind of person I've always been. And that's why I was always comfortable to play against. Okay, they said that he might be ranked ahead of me. All right, cool. I showed out, and I showed that I was. Or, okay, they said that he was the third point guard. I'm going to show why I'm number one. I was always that kind of person, and I'm always still am that person. Like, all right, they say that he might be the best point guard. I think different, because I know how much work I put in.
For sure, man. That's well said, bro. And, you know, I think growing up in the inner city gives you that edge too. You know,
Oh, without a doubt. And I'm born in Congo. Come on now, that
exactly.
Come on now.
Yeah, shout out to Congo, but shout out to 40 Blake though too.
Of
Shout out to
course, you
40
know,
side.
40. You know, it's
Exactly,
tatted on
bro.
me. It's on my calf. You know, I got it tatted on me and everything. And I have an album called 40 Story that I released just this past December. You know, I released my first EP, my first album that's on iTunes and everywhere, going crazy. And I'm always putting on for the ends. The ends know that since I was on the scene, I've always been putting on, not only just for them, but for the whole country and the city of Toronto. Man, I've always been someone that's been saying, like, look, this is where it's at. We have the best basketball players. We got the best of everything, the best girls, the
Absolutely.
best everything, food,
Absolutely.
culture. We got the best of everything.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. It's like I said, shout out to 40, man. Shout out to
Always,
Congo. You
always.
know, but it's good. Like growing up, I think now a lot of these kids, you know, rightfully so, have it, you know, kind of handed to them. You know, it's bittersweet seeing, because we were guys that had to work twice as hard just to get ours. You know, and
Right, right.
you know, like I said, us growing up and playing AAU with 6 guys to one room, and you know what I'm saying.
I just feel though that's why the game has to grow. Is so they don't got to go to the same things we did. You know, like I always feel like, yeah, they don't have to struggle, man. The way the game is, you know, there's so much hard work, so much sacrifice that goes into it. That yes, you know, they should be having everything that they should have and more. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Because I want my kid, if he is going to want to play the game of basketball, to never have to worry about everything that comes into it, as far as that we had to come up worrying about. You know what I mean? So I
Yeah.
love that the game has progressed so much, and you know, kids are getting more, because it's supposed to be that way. That means the game is progressing, and you always want things to progress. So I'm all for it. Yeah, they might be a little softer and, you know, a little spoiled and all that, but
Mhm.
they can still hoop. Don't get it twisted. Them boys can go.
Absolutely.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean? So you got to
absolutely.
respect it. And I love
Yeah.
how nice some of these kids is. They put the work in. It's just, you know, they just built a little different. If they run into me, it might be a little different. You know what I mean? It ain't
Yeah.
going to be sweet.
For sure. For sure. But
It ain't
it's
going to be
good.
sweet.
Yeah, but it's good. You have, you know, the pioneers, the guys that came before you, and the golden era where you had guys like you, Tristan, and Corey, and Junior, and Brady, and guys like that, and you know, a lot of special talent coming out of Canada. You know, and they opened the door for the Tyler Ennis's, the Andrew Wiggins, and guys that came after. You know, so it's kind of great to see the evolution, but to kind of see the doors get bigger and more talent sneak in through the back door. So, you
Right.
know, it's a beautiful thing, man, and it's very good for our city. I think, you know, there's a lot of talent that comes out of Toronto and a lot of northeastern cities and metropolitan areas too. So, you know, just like I said, man, it's very good, man, and I think it just keeps you humbled, bro. You know what I mean? Because you might be going against a kid that just got out of college, just
Right,
hungry.
right. I seen that this year. It tripped me out, bro. Because you be in your own space. You know, you gotta have tunnel vision. And, you know, I've always had tunnel vision. I've always never been one to look at this person, look at that. You gotta, you know, worry about the team that you're on. You gotta worry about getting those teammates better and getting yourself better to get the best that you can from that group.
Yeah,
So it's like I'm in season sometimes and I play somebody and he's like, yo, I watched the game when I was in high school. I'm like, what? I'm like,
yeah,
it'd be crazy, but that just
Yeah.
shows you, the work that you put in, you're respected, and you just got to continue to do that and be a good example for the other ones to come after me because, I know a lot of people grabbed a lot from me, but I grabbed a lot from other people beforehand, and I always tell people that. So it's good to see what you need from each and everybody. From you that has come up and good mentors and then, shaping to be into your own person so that you could be someone's next. You know what I mean? So that's how I look at it. I'm just myself. I'm just me. And, I stuck to it. And then, hopefully I can, rub someone off the right way that they pick up the right things that I do and kind of inherit it in their game or things that they do off the court as well.
Nice, bro. That's amen to that, man. So just talk a little bit about some players that, for you that you had unique battles with. Like, what is like who's like the toughest guy or, the most competitive athlete that you went against in your whole entire career? Let's say top 5, bro. Just like
All right. So, everyone knows, I mean, Tariq Evans in high school was something different.
Okay.
I always tell people that guy's a problem. Like, you couldn't do anything because he had such a pro game in high school already that we weren't ready for it. So you couldn't even scout for him. So he was cold, man. I mean, he had everything, change of pace. I always tell people he was way ahead of his time. Another person I say who's always been tough is Corey. Me and Corey had some battles. Yo, I remember when me and Corey first matched up. It was at, I think, in the east side of the city. They came with him and Ashton Khan. For people that don't know who Ashton Khan is, now he's a hooper too. He can go.
Nice.
And they had both of them on the same team, and I was by myself. But I mean, they were switching. They both played D. They were both just switching. He was fresh, and they gave me fits. I couldn't do nothing that game. You know what I mean? So I always have respect for Corey, Joseph, and Ashton as well. You can put him in there. And another person I would say is Manu Ginobili. He's someone that I would say that, man, you can't do nothing about it. Good luck. And Ty Lawson's another player I played that I just feel like was probably as fast as me. There's not a lot of people that are like as fast as me, I feel like. And he was really, really fast. And then another person I would say, Quincy Miller, man. Quincy Miller was tough. I'll say Quincy Miller. Yeah, Quincy Miller was tough. I think, if he didn't get his hurt, he's having a great career. He's playing in Europe. But, man, Quincy Miller was cold as hell, so I'll give it to him.
Tough, bro. It's a legendary.
And Tony Wharton, too. Tony Wharton was cold, too. I got to give it to him, too. Tony was cold.
Okay. Oh, he's from Seattle, right?
Yeah, Tony was nice.
Okay.
Tony was nice.
Tony Rowe. So you got Tony Rowe, you got Q Mill, you got Ty Lawson, you got C. Joe, you got Manu, and you got Tyreek, bro. Crazy. Crazy, man. No, that's tough, man. So, now that we're turning the page, just talk about, the whole recruiting process. And obviously now the NCAA is a business, man. So I guess how were you able to, identify the right fit for you at school and things like that, and why Texas? A lot of people might, not know the situation, but why did you feel like Texas was the right fit for you?
Like for me, this is the relationship I had with Rick Barnes. I was close to going to Duke. People don't know that. I was very, very, very close to Duke. People that are very, very close to me know that story, but I was this close to going to Duke. And, but I ended up recommitting to Texas. I was only decommitted for 1 week. And because I had a great relationship with Rodney Terry, who was an assistant coach there prior to, he recruited me, Corey, and T. And then he had left. He got a coaching job at Fresno State, I believe. And then Rob Lanier had came and took the assistant coaching job over there. And I knew him at Florida because he was recruiting me while he was at Florida. And he went over to Texas, and, we had already a good rapport. And I felt comfortable going with Rick Barnes to play the system that I felt like fit me for what I wanted to do. And, I thought it was the great fit for me at the time. I still think so till this day. I bleed burnt orange always. I love everyone back home in Austin, and I can't wait to get back to, the UT.
For sure, man. It's dope because, like you said, for me, when I think of Texas, I think the mass production of guards, man. You think Kevin Durant obviously played forward there, but he's a guard trapped in a forward's body.
Right.
You have guys like Jordan Hamilton, Corey Joseph, obviously.
Jacoby Brown.
Exactly.
DJ
Avery,
Augustine,
yeah,
Avery
Avery
Bradley,
Bradley. Yep.
TJ Ford, you know, the list can go on. Isaiah Taylor, DeMarcus Holland. I mean, it can go on and on. It can go
Yeah,
on and on. You know,
absolutely.
so much great talent. So much
Yeah.
great talent.
Yeah, so it was good to kind of see that, man. But you know what's so crazy is, the whole situation of like the NCAA rules and like you
Mhm.
go there and you work out with a pro trainer, but guys now do that in
Right,
college. And
right, right, right.
you
It's
get what
crazy.
I'm saying? It's
It's
so
crazy.
crazy, bro.
I
Yeah,
think, I think people know that I had to be like, a sacrificial lamb for that. If it wasn't for my situation, I don't think kids could be able to do that today. And I'm in history for that. It's unfortunate,
yeah,
but that just stemmed from me wanting to get better. And at the end of the day, I feel like when people want to talk about that situation and they talk about me in it, they say that kid just wanted to get closer to what he wanted to achieve. And that's all
absolutely.
it was at the end of the day. I just wanted to work out and get better with pros. Why not? I want to work out with pros. But I actually have a documentary that really goes into deep detail into that whole story that will be coming out probably next month or this month, because a lot of people have been asking about that story, because a lot of people feel if that story didn't happen, I'd be elsewhere, and so many ifs and ands. But I
Absolutely.
always say to the ifs and ands, you can't, because you got to be present.
Part
Because
of
I
the
wouldn't be the
story,
person
bro.
I was
Yeah,
today. I had to go do that. You know what I mean? Because it
absolutely.
made me a better man for today. So I always
Absolutely.
tell people that, yeah, it's unfortunate that I had to be the first guy for that fall, but it's good that now that kids can get better and be around pros to learn what they want to do. If you want to
For
be a
sure.
pro, why not be around pros who
Absolutely.
work that way?
Absolutely, and it's just like if you want to go to the highest level, you got to put yourself in the right environment,
Mm,
and like you see Chris Brickley on the East Coast training guys like
right.
Cole Anthony and stuff like that, and then you see Rico Hines in the West training
Mm,
all the guys that are at UCLA and stuff like Jalen Hines and stuff like that. So it's just crazy, but then again, like you said, it's kind of like bittersweet to see that you had to be the sacrificial lamb or the scapegoat for all the
right,
other
right.
kids to kind of inherit the fruits of their labor. But it's dope, man, and like that documentary, bro. I just feel like personally, the art of storytelling is something that a lot of people take for granted, man, and just to kind of go in history and to kind of show those, the your perspective
Right.
is everything. And I'm definitely looking forward to that, and I know going forward we're gonna have a lot of collaborations and things of that
Yes.
matter
Because
because
I've never said anything about that situation. A lot of people have. I've had people that have spoken on my behalf. I mean, Jay Billis, by the way, I want to say shout out to him, because I mean he has stood by my side the whole way. French Fachilla, a lot of people at ESPN were
Mhm.
on my side when all of this was going on. I mean Dick Vitale. So I want to thank all those people, like for real, because they were riding for me when the NCAA wasn't at the current time when that was happening. So yeah, Jay Billis to this day is a real one. So people want to wonder if those Jeezy lyrics he's quoting on his Twitter is real. He a real one. Solid stamp.
Absolutely. Shout out to Duke one time. Jay Billis is a legend, bro. You feel
Yeah,
me?
he stamped. He
Yeah,
stamped for that.
exactly. Yeah, man. But it's just so crazy because still to this day, I think the NCAA, is profiting off of meaningless athletes, and it's still the whole debate about getting paid for their likeness and things of that matter. And I think I'm very anti the whole student athlete stuff. I think that athletes definitely need to get paid if they're profiting billions of dollars. Sports is
Right.
a billion-dollar industry, so to be able to put the blood, sweat, and tears and you're risking your life. You know what I mean? You can
Right.
get injured and everything can be changed. I think the NCAA has to definitely implement systems that allows student athletes to get paid. You
Uh-huh.
know?
I mean, it's coming. It's coming close. I think we're gradually getting there. I mean, you're seeing what the G League is doing with letting high school kids come out of high school now to being allowed to pretty much become pros, which they should be allowed to. If you know what you want to do in life and you're so for sure about it, and there's an avenue that will help you get closer to it, why not? That's what internships are for college kids. That's what other programs have in place for people that want to have careers in their fields. So I don't know why it's such a big deal with basketball and we make it such a big deal with kids. And I really think it stems from us being African Americans and Africans and black, because I mean, for so long these sports put these rules in place for these sports where we're dominantly the ones, dominating. And I feel like it's time that, we speak up, because they're using our likeliness for money and profit, and they're making billions of dollars. Like, it felt so wrong when I was at Texas that you could see someone was wearing number 12 jersey, and, they're selling magazines with my name on it, but, I'm not getting a percentage from it. That is wrong, because at the end of the day, it is a business. That's what you're trying to go to college for, to get you ready for the real world. And, in the real world, you get paid for that. So why is it that we're calling these people amateurs when their coaches are making $3, $4, $5 million a year, and they're getting shoe company deals from shoe companies, big corporations that are sponsoring them? We're not amateurs at all. So I think that these new rules that are getting in place for these athletes, where they can get help and obviously make likeliness and money off of their things and themselves, and it benefits them, I'm all for it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's well said, brother. And I think it's very important, because a lot of these student athletes, like you mentioned, are African American descent. And, a lot of their families are living below the poverty line from
Right.
a socioeconomical standpoint. So, if you're in a system that's entrapping you, and your mom's at home struggling, and you're not able to support your family, it's definitely counterproductive, I think.
Right.
For me, an inner city kid, if I have a chance to make $2-3 million playing professionally, or going to college for a year where I'm not getting
Come on.
paid.
I mean, let's be honest. I mean, if it's a white family, what you gonna tell your kid? Let's be honest. It's time for us to be real. Go take it. They
Yeah.
would say take it. And there's these sports where it's like you can join the army at 18. You can do so many things at 18, but we're gonna tell our kids, no, you got to go to the institution for 3 years and give them your blood, sweat, and tears. And at the end of the day, you get hurt or something gets hurt and you don't pan out. They're gonna kick you out that door and on to the next. And that's the reality of it. That's the reality that a lot of people don't see. The reality of, they just see you as a number. But luckily for me, I went to a school where it is really family. Because I could really call Rick Barnes to this day, and he's going to pick up his phone for me, because I built those relationships. And that's what people got to know. If you're coming up in this thing, make sure your relationships are really solid and you really being yourself, because, there's going to be a lot of things and a lot of snakes and a lot of things that you got to deal in this business that you never would have imagined that you didn't want to deal with. But you got to really have a tight knit circle, really have your family there with you at all times, and understand that it's a business at the end of the day. So be prepared to be in a business and have that business mindset. And I think when you're setting in place these programs for kids that look like me early, for them to go into G League and make $500,000 and then pay them later on, and it's at any college that they want to go to learn, if they want to learn that way, good. But you know what? I love that they have these rules now and options for people like us, because before, guess what? You had to go and do them 2 years at school, and you had no other option. So I love
Absolutely.
that now that's an option for people.
Absolutely. And it just gives you, like I said, it keeps your mind open. I think being a 19, 20-year-old kid in college, you want to expand your mind.
Right.
If you're playing pro at 19, 20 overseas, let's say, just the arena of, being, a kid, like, just curious about the world, and
Right.
you playing in Europe, I'm definitely, you could attest to this, and you're exposed to different things and
Right.
different communities and things like that. So
Right.
I think it's very important, man, for young adults and people that are going into adolescence to be exposed to different things. And everybody might not want to go to, college, because it's not their fit. You know what I mean? And it's just like trying on different shoes, bro. The shoes might not
Exactly.
always fit. You know what I mean?
And college ain't for everybody.
Absolutely.
College is just not for everybody. That's just the
Absolutely.
reality. And, I know so many college kids, they're in debt right now and just wish they didn't go. Wish they had better information, because, now they can't find a job. You done study 4 or 5 years or something, went for so long and put your blood, sweat, and tears for it to just you paying the government back. So, there's just so much that needs to change within the system. But I think now that the information is out there, that's what's lovely about the internet. We have everything in front of us. Like, if you're not informed, just like literally take time how to use a phone or the internet so you can get yourself informed, because all the
Absolutely.
information is in front of us. If you have questions, use Google. To the kids out there, literally everything's in front of you at your disposal on your phone or the internet for you to be informed about things that you probably would have never knew. Just ask Google and you're there. You could put yourself hip to game, going to meetings smart, going to these, corporations knowing what the hell you about to sign, you know, because a lot of people sign bad contracts too. So, you know, you want to know what you're getting yourself into at all times. So, you know, keep yourself hip.
For sure, and it's very important during this time too, because the world's on pause. You know,
Right.
we're in quarantine right now. You know, we're self isolated, and you know, I always use the term self evolution. You know, and it's time for us to continue to evolve, man. So it's good to see that we
Right.
have so much information at our tips, man. But we just got to dive into it and kind of lock in. You know, a lot of
And,
people have different focuses, right?
and since we're speaking about this quarantine, you know, like, I know a lot of people, you know, like you said, are using this time valuable. You know what I'm saying? I hope a lot of people are, but you know, some people might not be. And for those that are not right now, and you kind of went into this thing already not feeling too good about yourself, you can still dig yourself out of it. You know what I mean? Like it starts with like even working out, because I know a lot of people are at home and can't move, and you're just staying stuck inside. And I might be a professional athlete just talking because I do have to do it every day, but I really believe just going out for walks and taking care of your body during this time will help your mental a little bit more, and try to eat healthy and try to, you know, do some good for yourself during this time, learning new talent so you can come out of this thing better, you know, while the world's at pause, because a lot of people might get left behind, and you don't want to be a person that gets left behind, you know, during all this. So if you are an athlete and you're at home, yo, I hope you're working out, because I've been working out 2 days. I ain't sleeping. Trust me, I'm doing this thing. And if you're not, and you know, whatever you might be doing in life, an artist, shoot, write a whole album if you can, or do whatever you can and try and learn other new things about your craft in your area so you're not just stuck. So when the world comes back, you know, we're not just staying still no more. You know, we're taking another trajectory this way. And that's especially for my youngins that are in Toronto. I want to see all my youngins in Toronto coming out of this thing on fire, scorching, because I want to learn about the next hot thing from my city. You know, that thing makes me proud of it. You know, when I go somewhere and I'm traveling, I'm in France, and they say, you know, this person from Toronto, I'm proud about that. So I can't wait to hear that and see who's that next thing from the city, for real, for real.
Absolutely, man. It's good to kind of shed light, bro. I think a lot of athletes need to hear that. And quarantine is, you know, a definite time for a lot of people to kind of just dig deep into themselves. You know, for me personally, I know that when I started, you know, different routines of reading and going for walks and just seeing different things with the sun and stuff, it really helped my mental. You
Uh-huh.
know, I was able to kind of like dig deeper within my work and find different ways to stay connected. You know what I
Uh-huh.
mean?
Uh-huh.
That's just my personal, you know, my personal routine. Everybody's routine is different. So
And
just
you
talk a
look
little.
healthy. I could tell because you look healthy. You look good. You know,
Thank you, bro.
pause. You look good. You know what I'm saying? You
Appreciate,
look healthy. You look like you're
appreciate
doing
you
good to yourself. So keep that up.
for sure, bro. You too, bro.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yo, bro. So what is your routine looking like right now, bro?
Man, every day I wake up, I walk the little kids outside. I got some dogs, so I walk them outside. After that, I start my workout from 12 to 1. I do my workout. My trainer, Seamus, who works me out, takes care of my body, make sure that I'm right. Then after that, I'll do probably another 20 to 30 minutes on a Pelican bike. So that's where I'm like going up hills to work on my legs, my core strength, and my hip flexors. That kind of feels like I'm doing my 2 a day on and off the court, because no gyms are open right now. And
Yeah.
then after that, I'm just, you know, pretending doing form shots like this with nothing. You know, just pretending I got a ball, dribbling with a tennis ball inside, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, bro. It's all
Hey,
about
man.
that
Yeah.
mind work right there, the mental work,
Yeah,
bro.
it's a lot. And I'm watching a lot of film. Like I stay
Dope.
up late and I watch a lot of. I've been watching a lot of Kobe film. So
Okay.
right now I'm watching the 2010 playoffs, where Game 3 and they're playing the Utah Jazz and they're on the road. And I mean, the playing Utah is tough. That building's electric. So you know, I've just been really tapping in and watching a lot of old film, and you know, just keeping my mind in the game.
Yo, that's dope, man. It's good that you're tapping in history with the film stuff because that's really
Oh
important.
yeah, film is huge. Film is
Yeah,
everything. Film is
yeah,
everything. You know,
it's
that's how
really
you get
important.
better.
Absolutely, and that's what I tell these kids, bro. Like, don't just watch highlights, bro. Like, watch full games,
Yo, you
bro.
know what's crazy? You know what? I see where the kids are coming from, because I was that guy. You know what I mean? I just went to see the clips, but then it got to college, and then that's when you learn that how film is very important for you to really for the game to slow down, because as you get older, the game's gonna start speeding up because everyone's such an amazing athlete. You know what I mean? There's just going to be guys that can jump as fast as you, run as fast as you. So then the game's going to have to come down to this. You know, those X's and O. Can you execute a play? Do you know how to set a proper screen? Do you know how to block out? Are you paying attention to the shot clock? Do you know time and score? So much things that go into the game that kids need to understand, that go beyond highlights and watching a couple clips on the gram that you see in highlights for how that clip may ended up and he got his little dunk. But maybe, you know, you didn't see the defensive clip that he did on the other end to get that loose ball dive on the floor. So there's so much things that go into film that you learn that make a spectacular play. You know, yeah, sometimes the highlight is just showing you that finish, but sometimes you got to rewind a little further back to see what caused that spectacular play. And if you can explain that to kids, then it might be a little fun for them to sit down in the session and be like, yeah, you know what? All right. Like, then I might want to try that. I might want to try and deny a passing lane so I can get a freebie and show out what I could do. Or, you know what, let me, you know, pick up someone full court and just pick someone's pocket to show that I could do that. You know, so there's just so much that goes into film and so much else that goes into the game that I hope young kids ask those questions if you really want to take this game serious and take your game to the next level.
Absolutely, bro. Well said once again, and I think it's very important, man, because ultimately you're going to get to a point where, you know, you want to definitely take your game to the next level. So you got to do different stuff, man. You can't just do what everybody else is doing. You know, you got to really be cerebral with it. You know, you got to be able to ingest different
You gotta
material.
love it.
Exactly.
You gotta love it.
Absolutely, bro.
You gotta love it.
So yeah, we're gonna turn into your transition now as an artist, bro. It's one of the greatest things I've seen you do, man, is tap into this music stuff because it's really you, man. I hear you when I listen to your music and stuff, and man, that track East Side, bro, that's my stuff right there, bro.
Thank you. I appreciate that, man. That's
love.
love.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, I actually, you know, I got a new project that's going to be coming out probably next month in June. It's just a 7, 8 song EP called Too Easy, because it's really too easy. Like, I really do this and I make records every single day. But now, you know, I finally felt comfortable to release them because I don't think a lot of people are making music that is authentic. You know, a lot of people are not being true with themselves or just true with, you know, what they're living. It's like everyone just wants to be something else, and it ain't it. You know what I'm saying? Trust me, I'm around some real ones that wish they wasn't doing what they was doing. And you got these people out here pretending to be that when that ain't it. So, you know, my perspective from my music, I'm just talking about things that, I grew up around, that I was around in, you know, my real life. And I just hope that people can embrace it and, like I said, relate to it. And it's very positive, and at the same time, it'll get you through whatever you're going through. So, yeah, peep that. It's going to come out real soon, probably June. And I'll have a new song this Friday that's going to actually be addressing police brutality, because it didn't sit well with me what happened in Georgia. You know, that didn't sit well with me, and what happened in St. Louis. And we see it every day. And I know it happens in Toronto, but it's not as publicized because, you know, we don't have that kind of media here where we're just putting that out in the media. But I know that there has been police brutality and people wrongfully convicted and people wrongfully charged in the city of Toronto or Canada or anywhere else. It happens for people that are the minority. So I think this is a subject matter that I had to touch on. And it's going to be a song that's going to be one of my fellow Torontonians, Jay Glavani, who's an amazing R&B artist. And, yeah, I think this is a song that will kind of tap into exactly how I feel about the injustice that's going on. And I think it's time for us to really just stand up. It's good that we have the cams now and you're seeing what's going on, but I think it's time more action gets done and we stand up behind each other and, like, say no, because I don't want to raise a kid and have to worry about him leaving the house. And you know what I'm saying? The cops are supposed to be there to protect you, but they ain't doing their jobs. So, you know, we have good police officers out there. I'm not going to be ever one to say that we don't. You know, there's always some good apples and bad apples, and there's a group of them. But there's a lot of bad that needs to get out, and, you know, so that we can progress as a world and, you know, and unify a little bit more.
Absolutely, man. You know what they say, man. We always got to destroy before we rebuild, right? So
that's right. That's right.
There's definitely things that was going to get better with time. And, you know, I think I wrote this yesterday in my poem about, you know, Malcolm X. It's about the people that laid that groundwork, but we got to continue to do the work. You know what I mean? Because if we just kind of turn a blind eye and, you know, deaf ears, then it's nothing. You know, what they've done for us is not sufficient, because we're just gonna kind of just turn a blind eye. So it's good that you kind of, you know, tapped into that. I'm looking forward to, you know, your future projects, but that song in particular.
Oh yeah, that song is yeah. I'm gonna send that to you when I get off for sure,
For
100%.
sure,
Yeah.
absolutely, man. And, you know, like I said, man, it's great, man. We're wrapping up now, and like I said, bro, I can't wait till quarantine's over, man, so we can get back in the gym, bro. Link up.
Hey, man.
And
Seriously, we're gonna link up more and more.
for
I just want
sure,
to say,
bro.
for real, what
For
you're
sure.
doing though is amazing, for real, for the city. I've always seen what you was doing from afar, and now that we can finally link up and really put our heads together to things, like you have my support with any and everything. I want you to know that. And yeah, man, thank you for having me stop by into your show. And anything you need, you know, I'm always here. And yeah, we out here, man. Thank you again.
For sure, bro. Appreciate you, dog. You was legendary, man. I was coming up, man. I had an opportunity to, you know, idolize you from afar as a basketball player from the inner city, and having Jelani as a mentor to me, where, you know, we were able to work out and battle, and, you know, I kind of admired seeing the things that you were doing in your career. So it's, you know, I'm gratefully humbled to share this platform with you, and to be able to continue to elevate the culture, like, with you as well, man. So blessing, bro. Peace and love always,
Already,
bro. Shout
already.
out.
Stay healthy, and
Exactly.
everyone out there, stay
Shout out to
healthy.
everybody back home.
Already.
Shout out
Peace.
to the fam, bro. Okay. Appreciate you, my dog.